Okay, so I'm not the type of YouTuber to sit here and insult your intelligence by slowly reading the newswire and then breaking down the trailer and then telling you how expensive the DLC is going to be all in one video. I didn't like make a video about the newswire, so if you're watching this video, I'm making it under the assumption that you watched the newswire, or I'm sorry, you watched the trailer and you read the newswire. So if you didn't do that, go ahead and do that, come back to the video. But I want to discuss how expensive I believe this DLC is going to be. I think I have a pretty good understanding on Rockstar's inflation. I guess you could say I'm like a financial advisor when it comes to GTA. Not really, but no, what I'm saying is I have some pretty good predictions on how expensive past DLCs have been. So I think I have a good understanding of how expensive this DLC is going to be. So with all that out of the way, let's go ahead and jump right into the video. Okay, now starting off with the Lester's Garnet Factory or the warehouse from single player that we'll be able to buy for this DLC. Now, a lot of people have been speculating that you don't actually have to buy this property, that it's just like a property you can just like walk into and hang out at, like the Freak Shop with the Drug Wars DLC, but that's not the case. Rockstar has came out and said that yes, you will be buying this. So I believe for Lester's Garnet Factory or warehouse, whatever you want to call it, the minimum price is going to be $2.2 million, and it is one location, so this is the only location that the DLC new content for DLC is going to be available at, so keep that in mind. So I think the minimum will be $2.2 million. I'm pretty sure you're gonna be able to customize it and do all that stuff, living quarters and all that. So I would probably throw in like all upgrades, probably $5.8 million, but $2.2 million minimum just to have the business for sure. Alright, now with this DLC, the Terrorbyte is going to be playing a big role, and Rockstar came out in the newswire saying that there's going to be a lot of new upgrades for the Terrorbyte. So I think the upgrades for the Terrorbyte is going to cost between $1.6 to $1.8 million. I'm comparing this to the Mercenaries DLC back in 2023, where the new upgrades for the Avenger was $1.4 million, so keep that in mind. Alright, now moving on to the cars. Now, the cars shown in the trailer are not going to be all the cars in the DLC, obviously. I think there's like about 4 cars shown in the trailer. So, let's go ahead and speculate what the prices are going to be for each car that was shown in the trailer. Now, for the Jester RR Widebody, I believe it's going to cost between $600,000 to $800,000. And yes, this is a wide-body variant, as you can see in the trailer and the screenshot right here on screen. And the reason why I believe it's going to be between $600,000 to $800,000 is because the Obey 9F wide-body conversion was $575,000 2 years ago with the Criminal Enterprise DLC. Moving on to the new Honda Accord, which is actually kind of cool considering we haven't had a Honda Accord since GTA 4. But all that aside, I believe the new Honda Accord is going to cost $1.4 million. Because a vehicle similar to this that came out at a similar time, that being the Kanjo SJ, was $1.3 million. So I think it's going to cost like $100,000 more just because it's newer and, you know, inflation. So I believe the new Honda Accord is going to be easily $1.4 million. Now, as teased in the newswire from last month and shown in the trailer, there's going to be a new Banshee. And it looks like Rockstar is trying to make this look as close to the real life variant as possible. But for the new Banshee that's coming out, I believe it's going to cost between $1.8 to $2.2 million. I'm comparing this to the price of the Niobe and the Envisage. So those two cars are kind of similar to the Banshee in a sense. And this looks like it's going to be the most popular car in the DLC. Much like past DLCs having their own popular cars, I believe this is going to be the most popular car in this DLC, so it's going to be an easy $1.8 to $2.2 million for sure. Alright, now moving on to the Coquette police car, the Coquette D10. The original Coquette D10 that came out in 2020 with the Summer Special DLC, that was about $1.5 million. And considering this is a police car, and police cars in GTA Online are super expensive, ranging from as low as $2 million to as high as $5 million, with trade prices taken into consideration, I believe that the Coquette police car is easily going to be $6 million, with a potential trade price of being $5.5 million. And the reason why I'm making this comparison, again, because this is a Coquette D10. This is not like the other police cars that came out the last DLC where they're based on older vehicles, so that they're cheaper for that reason. I believe this is going to be the most expensive police car, considering the Gauntlet Interceptor was a Hellfire or a Hellcat, and that was pretty expensive, being $5 million without the trade price. So I believe that this is going to be, like I said, $5.5 to $6 million for sure, easily. Alright, so let's go ahead and calculate everything real quick. So, to get your foot into the door with DLC, to get into the new content, and to play the new missions, you're going to have to buy the business. So, to get your foot into the door, to actually get access to the new content, you're going to spend $2.5 million minimum. And day one content, if you want to buy every single vehicle and the business on day one, customize it and all that, it's going to be about $15 million. The last DLC, Bottom Dollar Bounty DLC, I spent $13 million on everything, so take that into consideration. So I added $2 million for inflation and all that. And as for drip feed, the drip feed can last up to 6 months, so keep that in mind. So you don't need all the money right now. But as for drip feed, I think all together with the drip feed, it's going to cost $35 million. So that is a lot of money. But honestly, as long as you have $2 to $5 million on the DLC for day one, you're good. $2 million just for the business, and maybe like an extra $3 million to spend on the cars or whatever. So yeah, if you guys did go on enjoy this video, like and comment would be appreciated. Subscribe new to the channel. I have a money guide I made about a year or two ago for how to make $5 million a day in GTA Online. So if you want to click on that to get ready for the DLC, go ahead and do that for me. But yeah, with all that out of the way, I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care, everybody.